Hi. I'm sorry. Okay, what is your last name? Lee. So you are going to be on this side. You should be in there.
What would you have underneath in the arrows?
E through G is over here, and then H through K, and it should go down this way. What is your last name?
Galloway.
I think I didn't think you were coming, so I put yours over here. You look good with your mask on, and you're like taller. There you go. Just have a seat anywhere. Hey guys, would you do me a favor and find your scheduling sheet? They are in alphabetical order. E through G is over here. H through K is over there.
Where are they two?
This side of the room. I saw them. Just getting your stuff. Did you find your sheets?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
This is for H-U-Q-H-U-G-H. I really can't find it.
I have like the PLP and CTC back here. Were you PLP? Okay, I wonder if it did get switched. What's your last name? Haley? Anywhere you can see the screen. Find your name. Good morning. I hope this is on. Good morning, can you hear me?
The button's on the bottom.
Yeah, I hit it. Does it light up or anything? You have to hold it in. Thank you. All right, good morning, guys. So this is your last time scheduling for the high school. It's kind of exciting. You guys are going to be seniors next year. Okay, so we've got a lot of information to cover in a short period of time. Some of it is not super exciting, however, it is all very important. So I do ask that I have your attention during this presentation. Make sure that you are in a good place where you can see the screen. We'll go through this together. Okay, the bell schedule, it should be the same as it was this year for next year moving forward. If there are any changes, we'll of course let you know. Okay, required courses for graduation. You guys need to be making sure that you have what you need for graduation. Most seniors come in only needing an English and a math, okay? So you just need to make sure that you have your required courses. And we'll meet together and go over and make sure that you have everything, but make sure that you have your 3 English by the end of your junior year, your 3 math, hopefully your 3 science. You should have 3 social studies credits, half a credit of health, half a credit of PE. Remember, for the half a credit of PE, that's the one where you have to have 2 PE classes. There's other options which I'll discuss here in a few minutes. But you have to have 2 classes to equal the half credit for that. You need 1 fine art credit, and then of course you need the electives to make up the remainder to equal the 22 credits required for graduation. The honors diploma. All right, if the honors diploma is something that you are interested in getting, you need to make sure that you meet 7 of the 8 criteria listed. I always encourage my students to try and get the first 7 listed, meaning have the 3.5 GPA, just because you never know how you're going to do on a standardized test. The test scores, you must have a 27 on the ACT, and a 12 or a 1280 on the SAT. You could be super smart and just, maybe you have an off morning the day that you take the test. So if this is something you're striving for, I would encourage you to try and meet the first 7. Okay, so your testing requirements. Most of you, by the end of your junior year, will hopefully have met the 18 end of course exam points. You have to have these in English 1, English 2, algebra, geometry, biology, U.S. history, and American government, okay? The point value is listed below. I know that this is something that is not new to you guys, so you should be pretty aware where you are as far as end of course exam points. If you are coming into senior year and you're lacking points, there are other options that we'll have to look at together. So this is something that we need to make sure that we're both aware of. So there are 3 pathways to meet graduation requirements. Remember, this is in addition to the 22 credits that is required. So you can meet one of the top 3 pathways listed there. If you don't meet any of those, then you can show competency passing score of end of course exams in ELA 2 and Algebra 1. But in addition to that, you would also have to earn 2 diploma seals. There are several diploma seals, and we'll go over those with you individually if this is pertaining to you. But the goal is to get those 18 points. Okay. If you are planning on playing a sport in college, you need to make sure that, actually, this is not the college part, excuse me. If you're planning on playing a sport in high school, you need to make sure that your grades are where they need to be. So the way it works is the grades you earn for the 9 weeks before your sport begins will determine if you're eligible for the upcoming season. So for example, if you're wanting to play football or a other fall sport, you need to make sure that your last 9 weeks of this school year, that your grades are where they need to be to meet the requirements. Here it is, okay. So if you're planning on playing a sport in college, especially a Division 1 or Division 2, you should have already filled out the registration at NCAA, and you should definitely be in communication with me, letting me know, hey, this is my plan. They have several requirements that you must meet. So make sure that if that's you, that you are doing that or have already done that. Okay, this is the list of NCAA approved courses. NCAA approved courses here at the high school are CP or higher for your core level classes. Okay, so if you are in just, let's say your freshman year, you took English 9, you have to take the CP, you have to take the honors or CCP. It's got to be advanced for NCAA to approve it. This is only required for students wanting to play at Division 1 or Division 2 colleges, okay? So if that's not you, then you don't need to worry about it. If this is you, we have these papers that we can hand out to you after this presentation. Okay, Program of Studies. So this is the book that tells all the courses that we offer, the credit value, prerequisites, meaning what you must have prior to taking a course, and a little paragraph detailing what the course is. You can find this through our school website. The link is also on our monthly newsletter that comes from the counseling department. So if you need help accessing this, let us know. But you'll definitely want to reference this and read through this as you're selecting your courses for next school year. So every student must be scheduled for a full day. You must have enough for 7 credits, with the exception of if you're taking PE. Again, that shouldn't be very many of you, as most of you have met your PE requirements. PE, again, because it's the quarter credit, it throws off the credit amount, and so instead of 7 credits, it would be 6.75. You will receive your full schedule in August. If you have a scheduling error, you will need to contact your counselor immediately. We send out a message when these are ready, and it's prior to the school year starting, and so if you guys can take a look at your schedule and let us know of any errors, it's definitely best for us to make those changes in the summer prior to the start of the school year. Okay, this is about PE options, but as seniors, most of you should have this already met. These are the options. You've got the 2 PE classes, or you could take 2 PE waivers. The waivers are for those that are playing sports. Again, you have to successfully complete 90% of the season, and you also have had to have checked off the PE waiver for check mark on your scheduling sheet in order to receive credit. The last option is the flex credit. Again, I'm not going to go into detail with this because you are seniors. There might be 2 or 3 of you that still need PE, but the rest of you should have this met. Okay, and I'm just going to skip right over this because, again, this is about the waiver in detail. And being seniors, this is not necessary, really. Okay, senior opportunities. Senior year, you have opportunities that are available to you that are not available to anybody else in the building, which is kind of exciting. You can participate in service learning. Of course, all the options listed on the screen here, you must be in good credit standing in order to participate in any of these. So service learning, those are our office aides, teacher assistants, okay? So you can do a service learning period throughout the day. You earn a half credit doing the service learning. Okay, another option is work-based learning. So for this option, you must have a paid job. You must work a minimum of 10 hours per week per period. Okay, and as you can see up there, you can have up to 3 periods in which you do not need to come to school and you're still earning high school credit as long as you're meeting the 30 hours per week. Okay, so 1 period equals 10 hours, 2 equals 20, 3 equals 30. Okay, you must continue to have a job. If you lose your job at any point, you will need to come back to the high school and get scheduled into an elective. Okay, so it's very important that you are currently working and maintaining those hours. Open period. This requires an application for your parents to sign off on. You do not receive any credit for this period. This is either first or 10th period, and you do not get to pick, okay? It's just whatever the computer schedules you in. Now, when you do work-based learning, you cannot do service learning or open period, okay? So if you're doing the work option, that is the only option up there that you can do. If you're doing service learning, you can do that, and you can do the open period if you choose. Okay, let's look at our scheduling sheets. You guys are going to want to make sure that you have, first off, go ahead and write your cell phone number there at the bottom. I will not call you unless I absolutely have to. Maybe there's a class that we're not offering because we didn't have enough kids to sign up for, or some unusual circumstance in which I want to reach out to you. If you'll list your cell phone number, again, I will only call if I absolutely have to. Also, there's a place for your career goal. If you kind of know what you're thinking you want to do, go ahead and list that at this time also. This is on the bottom left. Okay, and you guys should be very familiar with the scheduling sheet as you've seen this 4 years now. And so language arts, of course, you're going to need to select which language arts you want to take. Your math, your science, your social studies, all those core classes, you're going to need to have your current teacher in that subject area initial off on what they think you should be taking next school year. Again, you need to make sure that you have enough for a full 7-period day. Okay, and everybody's sheet should look like this. If you'll look up at the screen, you'll have that check mark in the student request, and then to the left of that is where your teacher will initial off on. You'll have a full week to get this filled out, so make sure that you take these to your classes. Make sure you do not lose this paper. If you do lose the paper, come see us immediately and we'll give you a new one. Okay, electives. We've got world language. We have got art classes, business. We've got your senior opportunities right below business in the second to last column. We've got industrial tech, family consumer science. We've got a lot of options for you as a senior. Again, you need to make sure that you have enough for a full 7-period day. Guys, when you're filling out your scheduling sheet, make sure that you're really reading the course descriptions, because as you recall, we typically do not make schedule changes unless there's an extenuating circumstance. Maybe you did not take the prerequisite that you should have. Maybe you failed the prerequisite that you needed for that class. So just make sure that you're really reading through the course descriptions, okay? Because what you see and what you sign up for is basically what you get for the most part, okay? And I just want to make sure that you know that if you're in a tech prep program and you're continuing with that, remember that that is 2 credits, it's 2 periods, okay? So just make sure that you do that. We have a new elective course for seniors only. This is a career experiences course. And the purpose of it is to get you participating in careers, like introducing you into the workforce. You would be potentially job shadowing, doing tours, mentoring, and in addition to that, classroom learning, of course. So this is a really great opportunity, especially for the student that maybe isn't sure what they want to do after high school. This is a great opportunity to get you to be introduced to some different fields, and I think that this class should be a lot of fun as a senior. Okay, alternate courses. So on the back of your blue sheet, in the top left-hand corner, we have 4 spaces there for you to choose alternate courses. We say this every single year, however, students continue to pick the courses from the front of the sheet that they've already checkmarked, and then they put it on the back. Please make sure that those are different courses. If you don't have different courses for me and that class is full, I'm picking a course for you. And maybe you don't want to take child development or industrial tech. So please make sure that you're selecting 4 alternate courses. PE waiver, if you have not completed this yet and you're doing a sport, make sure that you list it. Again, you only need 2 of these throughout your high school career, so most of you should be done with that. Okay. NCAA eligibility. It's really important that if this is you and you're planning on playing a sport at Division I or Division II, that you are selecting this on your scheduling sheet. It is in the bottom right-hand corner on the back. Just a quick check mark will tell me to make sure that you are signed up for the appropriate classes that will make sure that you're taking what you need to be eligible for NCAA. Flex credit, again, if this is you, I will meet with you individually. Okay, there is a place for you to sign the back of your scheduling sheet, and there's also a place for your parent to sign. Educational planner. this is more useful for, the freshmen and the sophomores. However, it is a good way for you to double check and make sure that you have met everything that you need up to this point. So this is a great place for you to just list out everything you've taken and everything you need. Okay, so you're going to want to bring back your scheduling sheet next week. Next week, we will be doing online scheduling for the first time. So instead of turning these in to your homeroom teacher, you guys are going to hold on to these sheets until we call you down, where we will manually put in our schedules as a group. Okay, so you're going to need the blue sheet to help get you through the scheduling process. So it does need to be completed in full when you come to do your online scheduling. And we will do that as a group. If you do not have your sheet when we do the online scheduling, I will hand you a blank one and expect that you turn in the one that is filled out later. So if you forget these, make sure that you remember what courses you signed up for, what courses you're supposed to take, because we will not have time to go through all of that and do the online scheduling at the same time. So it is your responsibility. You have a full week. So during this full week, please make sure that you are reading the course descriptions and choosing wisely. Okay, and I just went over that. Weighted grades. By now, I'm sure that you all realize that we have regular honors and AP courses. Of course, the honors and AP courses have more rigor. There's usually more work involved, and that's why you get the bump on your GPA for taking those courses. And that is how we wind up with students that graduate that have above a 4.0 GPA. Those are the students that are taking the honors and the AP and the CCP courses. Okay. Please note that if you sign up for an honors or an AP class, that you must take that course. You cannot change your mind and drop the class, so choose those very wisely. These courses often require summer work. If you just do not do the summer work, then you're going to start that class in the fall with an F or a 0 or whatever it is that you've done. So please make sure when you sign up for that course that you are going to follow through with the commitment and the requirements for it. College Credit Plus is available for students grades 7 through 12. We have a lot of seniors that take advantage of this really great opportunity. We already had the CCP meeting. However, if you were unable to do the CCP meeting, we have a link to that through our newsletter, and there's also a link to it on our website. And it answers all your basic questions regarding CCP. If you're new to CCP, please definitely look at that slideshow. These are the CCP classes that we're going to offer here at the high school. On the left side there, those are all, you'll receive Sinclair credit and Miamsiburg High School credit. You'll receive dual credit for those courses if you choose to take any of those courses listed below. Okay, if you're taking CCP next year, you will need to fill out the separate little sheet, and we'll make sure that we get it to you. And again, if you're taking them here in our building with our teachers, it's on the left side. If you're taking them on campus or online, it's on the right side. Okay. Please note that if you're taking something online, that you have to be outside of the building when you're doing that. Okay, we no longer have a place for you to sit and do your online CCP course. I know that that's a very popular option, and typically what students will do that are doing that will come in late to the day, or they'll leave early, okay, and work on that schoolwork. And we'll do our best to get that scheduled for you that way, but those of you that are doing CCP courses and doing possibly AP or honors courses, sometimes it doesn't fit into the schedule as well as we would like it to, but we will certainly do what we can to make it the best schedule for you. Grades and grading. We do this in 9 weeks in length. The first and third 9-week grade cards are not printed. We ask that you look at progress book. And you should be looking at progress book throughout the year anyway. I would say a minimum a couple times a week. So make sure that you're checking progress book. If you do not have your progress book login information, feel free to email me or Ms. Hoffman. She is the one in our office that helps with the progress book. Okay, and you can find this information on our school website as well. High school transcript. So we plan on having your high school transcript ready the day that you come in to do the online scheduling. Okay, so you can reference that. You'll have your blue scheduling sheet filled out. You'll have your high school transcript. And I would encourage you to look through it. If you see any F's or any I's or anything like that, let's look at that and make sure that we get what we need for graduation requirements. I am going to check these as well, but it's really important that we work together and make sure that you have what you need for graduation. Your high school transcript lists all of your core classes, all of your classes that you've taken at the high school. In addition to that, it lists your GPA, your grade point average. It lists your attendance. It lists your end of course exam points. It lists your ACT scores and AP scores if you've taken any of those. It also lists SAT if you've taken that. So this is a very valuable document. Recruiters want to see your transcript. Potential employers will ask for it. College admissions offices ask for your transcript. So it's really important that we keep our grades as high as possible, keep that grade point average up. Attendance is very important as well. If you're not coming to school, colleges and potential employers are thinking, well, is this kid gonna come to work or come to class? So, even if your attendance has been an issue in the past, please, make sure that you're doing your best to get here every day on time during your senior year. ACT. Okay, so you guys are all going to take that on March 9th here at the high school. There's no writing test. There is no cost to you. When you take the ACT, I would encourage you to list the colleges that you think that you might want to go to. I think there's 3 or 5 places that you can list. It is free when you do this before you take the ACT, okay? So if you think Wright State, Ohio State, UD, make sure you list those when you sign up for the ACT. If you do it afterwards, ACT will charge you. And a lot of these colleges, they want them sent directly from ACT. They don't care that it's on our transcript. They want it sent directly from ACT. This is a really great opportunity for you to take this test in an environment that you're comfortable with people that you know. So please take advantage of this test and do your best, because if you take it after March 9th, which many of you will, you're going to be in a high school where you don't know people, with people proctoring that you don't know. So just do everything you can to do your best on this test on March 9th. These are additional test dates. So you can take it in the summer, you can take it in the spring. I mean, they offer them all year long. You'll see that the ACT without writing is $55. With writing is $70. A lot of the schools are no longer requiring writing. Now, if you're planning on doing something in college that involves a lot of writing, I would encourage you to take the writing. But if you're not, check the college that you think you want to go to, and if they're not requiring writing, then you certainly don't have to take that part of the test. All right, looking ahead. ACT and SAT testing, you can take the ACT test or the SAT test, okay? They're both standardized tests. Colleges everywhere accept both. It is up to you which one you take. We take the PSAT here. Many of you have taken that. That's the practice SAT, okay? So don't be afraid to take the SAT because you have had the practice, many of you anyway. And they offer the test at different times. So let's say you want to take the ACT in February, but you missed the cutoff. You can often look at SAT's test dates, and usually there are different times to where you can do one or the other. College visits, it's really important that you start doing college visits with the universities that you plan on going to. You know, hopefully more will offer on-campus college visits. I know that a lot of them are offering virtual college visits right now, so that's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and take a look at the different colleges that you're interested in. There will be an important senior meeting in September. We will have financial aid in October. You'll have local scholarships, and you'll have senior awards in May. I mean, senior year is just full of different activities. It's going to fly by. It's really important that you guys check your school email on a regular basis, especially your senior year, because we'll be emailing you a ton of information. And please make sure that you are looking at our counseling newsletter that comes out once a month that has really valuable information as well. And most of our stuff is really kind of geared towards seniors. Okay, these are ways that you can stay connected. If you're not already connected to the Google Classroom, you're going to want to make sure that you do that. Another way that we communicate with you is through Instagram. These are great ways for us to communicate. This and email is just so important. Okay, this is our contact information. Just a reminder that my email is smkurtz versus skurtz. If you email skurtz, it goes to my husband and he will forward it to me, but to get it to me quicker, do the smkurtz. Okay, and we just want to make sure that we are thinking through our choices and